church is much more than a sanctuary. A church is its people and its mission. But we do consecrate the places where we gather. We bless the spaces where we gather, and that blessing lingers. We remember that blessing. We feel that blessing when we return to these spaces. And tonight, we return to the sanctuary at First Unitarian Church of Albuquerque for the first time in a long time. May the blessings of this space be felt among all of us who are present in this Zoom Vespers tonight. I'm Reverend Bob LaValle, and I'm so delighted and moved to be here with you and with our worship leader, Lee Francis, who is Zooming in from Maine. Technology, and our guest musician, Vance Bass, you're in for a treat. Our DJ tonight is Chris Paul, who's our Tech Arts Director, and our tech team is Cy Schuster and Bill Miller and George Bakula and Eric and Michaela Renz Whitmore. Just so happy to have everyone here. And folks need to know that Chris and Cy and the tech team have done so much work to get us to this place where we can do Zoom out of the sanctuary. And it's a prep for our approaching reopening. I also want to mention that tonight's readings are poems by Denise Levertov. She's a British-American poet who wrote beautifully about nature and love and protest and God. She died in 1987. She left a massive body of work that continues to inspire me. And if you like what you hear tonight, do check out her other work. Let's kindle our chalices. We kindle our chalices in this place that is not our community, but a symbol of our community. Just as we kindle this chalice as a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist heritage and our values and our ancestors and the people who will come after us. May they all be blessed. Come, let us gather together.
Coming back after all these months to this place makes me want to sing some old favorites. I hope you'll join in singing. The words are in the chat box. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we will get there, heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we will get there, heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah. 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 Oh yeah, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I so wish I could be there in person, but I do appreciate being able to be there in spirit. Our first reading tonight is The Blind Man's House at the Edge of the Cliff by Denise Levertov. At the jutting rim of the land he lives, but not from ignorance, not from despair. He knows one extra step from his seaweed wide open door would be a step into salt air, and he has no longing to shatter himself below where the breakers grind granite to sand. No, he has chosen a life pitched at the brink, a nest on the swaying tip of a branch for good reason. Dazzling within his darkness is the elusive deep horizon. Here, nothing intrudes, palpable shade between his eager inward gaze and the vast enigma. If he could fly, he would drift forever into that veil, soft and receding. He knows that if he could see, he would be no wiser. High on the windy cliff, he breathes face to face with desire.
I love that poem about someone who could drift forever into that veil, soft and receding, but he doesn't. He stays alive, close to the edge of the cliff. And I think that's a metaphor for meditation, too. Meditation prevents us from drifting off into that veil, not paying attention. It helps us to pay attention and stay right here. So, in that spirit, let's prepare ourselves. Find a comfortable seat. Maybe put your feet on the ground if that works for your body tonight. Feel the way that your body is supported. Perhaps feet on the ground, perhaps seat in a chair, hands resting someplace comfortably. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale. Exhale. Soften the shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. In that spirit of staying face to face with desire, let's sit together in sacred silence for 2 minutes.
Each day, we add a page to the story of our lives. At times, those pages tell of joy and gladness, and other times of sorrow and concern. Our stories are woven together when we support others in moments of joy or sadness, and when others support us in ours. These interwoven moments become part of the story of our community here together. Please share your joys and concerns in the chat bar now as prompted by the video. If you cannot share in the chat bar today for any reason, we still want to hear from you. Contact us at caring@uuabq.org. Please join us.
So when we see each other's joys and concerns, we are journeying together, being companions on the journey. We see the joys like helping our neighbors and having meals together again, going out, positive changes in our lives, our returning health. And we see our concerns for all the healthcare workers who are still so vulnerable and working so hard. And for our friends who are struggling with poor health, for the sadness of lost pets, concerns for folks who aren't getting the memo about democracy. All these concerns, plus all the concerns we hold in our hearts, unspoken but no less keenly felt, we lift them all up to the great powers of celebration and healing and renewal known by many names. Will you join me in prayer? We mourn as a congregation for the passing of longtime congregant Marilyn Hill. May her memory be a blessing to her loved ones, and may this congregation carry her close in their hearts. May light perpetual shine upon Marilyn. We pray with Joy Ginther as she recovers from knee surgery. May her recovery be comfortable and swift. We pray for those who are unable to get vaccinated, unable because of age or the state of their immune system. May they stay protected. And in this time of reopening, may they continue to be included. May they not be forgotten. We give thanks for those who can get vaccinated and choose to do so. May their consideration of the common good be an inspiration to us all. In this time of emergence, transition, and transformation, we give ourselves permission to mourn what has been lost. We give ourselves permission to acknowledge the ways that the world is broken, even as we see its beauty. And we remember the ways that even now, even after all this, we are still whole and complete. In this time of emergence and transition and transformation, we pray for this congregation, our congregation. We pray that love and our mission of hospitality and service, that they guide us in the weeks and months to come. We pray that we keep each other close as we navigate uncharted terrain. We've never done this before. As we step out of the comforting light of knowing and certainty and feel our way into this new way of being in community. And we pray, may we all be held in the heart of love. Peace be with you.
And also with you. Join me now, if you can, singing All of Us Are Loved by Colorado Springs UU musician Amanda Udis Kessler and Spanish lyrics by our own Abraham Ellis. All of us are loved. Each of us is welcome. No one is a stranger. No one is an outcast. No one is alone. Everything we do, when our hearts are grateful and our lives are faithful, makes a better world, one that we can call everybody's home. Juntos por amor, cada quien precioso. Nadie es un extraño, nadie es invocado, nadie sin calor. Cada paso fiel, con virtud y gozo, vamos construyendo un mundo mejor, lleno de color, como una flor.
Our final reading for tonight is A Reward by Denise Leverton. Tired and hungry, late in the day, impelled to leave the house and search for what might lift me back to what I had fallen away from, I stood there by the shore, waiting. I had walked in the silent woods. The trees withdrew into their secret. Dusk was smoothing breadths of silk over the lake, watery amethyst fading to gray. Ducks were clustered in sleeping companies, aloft on their element, as I was not on mine. I turned homeward, unsatisfied. But after a few steps, I paused, impelled again to linger, to look north before nightfall. The expanse of calm, of calming water, last wafts of rose in the few high clouds. And I was rewarded. The heron, unseen for weeks, came flying, wide-winged toward me, settled just offshore on his post, took up his vigil. If you ask why this cleared a fog from my spirit, I have no answer.
We're coming now towards the end of tonight's Vespers service, and if you'd like to visit with your fellow congregants, simply stay on the call through the credits and we'll connect you to a breakout room. But before we do that, let's do our ritual Pacham greeting, and I invite everyone to shift, if you're comfortable with it, to turn on your camera and shift into gallery view instead of speaker view. Turn on your camera and place one hand in the Pacham greeting gesture over your heart, doesn't matter which hand. With the other hand, reach towards the camera, reach towards your community, our each other. Let us see each other's faces as a prayer. Blessed be. So let's extinguish our candles and chalices. If you ask why this cleared a fog from my spirit, I have no answer. So let us give thanks for the graces that come for reasons that we don't understand. Go in peace, gentle people, and practice radical love.